Yudaman is a continent where most humans have spiritual power. 10 years before the story, Mo-Wu, the Dragon King, was defeated in the Great War. Everyone thought he was dead, but they never expected that he was sealed in a young boy's body who had no spiritual power. Chuling Xiao is a young boy who works in his mother's restaurant, but he wants to change his fate, because he usually becomes a joke to others due to his stupidity and high expectations. One evening in the restaurant, Chuling Xiao is telling people the story of the last battle between Tianwu and Mo-Wu. Right now, the Yudaman continent is delivering a peaceful and prosperous life under the leadership of Tianwu Temple. However, it wasn't the same some years ago. Mo-Wu Temple possessed evil powers. They were determined to take over Yudaman continent under the guidance of their powerful Dragon King, Master Mo-Wu. However, he was defeated by Tianwu Temple's Master Feng Tian King. Xiao proudly claims to be his successor, but also the most suitable person for the king's seat. No one believes his nonsense, including his mother and his friend Zai Feng. Meanwhile, a female spy from Mo-Wu has entered the Yudaman continent and succeeds in escaping the defense soldiers. On their way to deliver alcohol to a client, Zai Feng tells Chuling Xiao that the Dragon King was defeated. However, there's rumors that say he's still alive, and there's a chance for Mo-Wu to invade Yudaman once again. Therefore, Tianwu Academy is arranging the selection examination earlier to add new Yudaman masters to their defense. Chuling Xiao sees this situation as a chance for him to become the hero of his story and fulfill his dreams. He decides to also take the examination and become the next Yudaman king. Zai Feng makes fun of him. Chuling Xiao can't even enter the academy as he doesn't have any spiritual powers or exceptional skills. He's basically as useless as a house without a roof. Suddenly they see some shadows nearby. Assuming they are Mo-Wu spies, Chuling Xiao follows them. He wants to prove he has the guts to be a part of Yudaman Academy. While running after the Tianwu soldiers, Chuling Xiao reaches the forest. There he sees somewhat of a firefly green light trail, which leads him to Mo-Wu spy Ruobing. But he's dumb as hell. Xiao mistakes the soldiers as Mo-Wu spies and Ruobing as an innocent girl in danger. Ruobing can't bear this nonsense and escapes, leaving a demon flower behind. She comes across Suya, another member of Mo-Wu. He gives him a temporary gender-changing cloak and instructs her to pass the Tianwu exams. If she enters the academy, they can find the whereabouts of the Dragon King and bring him back. On the other side, Chuling Xiao is about to get eaten by the demon flower just like the other soldiers. Suddenly he hears a suspicious voice offering him powers. An evil power emerges inside him that makes him kill the demon flower in a single strike, and then he falls unconscious. The next morning, Chuling Xiao opens his eyes in his house where he gets beaten by his mom for disappearing last night. She ties up Chuling Xiao and goes out to prepare for a blind date for him. Fortunately, Zai Feng comes over to take him for the Tianwu exams. On their way to the academy, they run into Ruobing. Xiao doesn't recognize her, but she identifies him right away and wonders how Xiao managed to escape the demon flower. Suspecting Chuling Xiao of having secret powers, Ruobing is looking for a way to disqualify him from the exams. After filling in the admission forms, Shamu gives them general instructions about the exams. Meanwhile, Zai Feng gives Chuling Xiao information about the competitive participants of the exams. Yang Tian and Xiao Yi, who came there from the same sector, and the mysterious but powerful boy Bai Lang. For the first test, the participants are taken to a forest to catch rank 3 beasts. The first 200 individuals to complete the test will move on to the next stage. Even without spiritual powers, Chuling Xiao has found many beasts, but Ruobing placed a mark on his back, making all beasts run away from Chuling Xiao. Even a huge tiger beast throws up instead of eating him and runs away after injuring his leg. Chuling Xiao screams at the tiger while his leg is injured. However, Xiao Yi, being a kind and lovely waifu material girl, comes over to help him and heals the wound. After recovering, Chuling Xiao sets up a trap and catches the tiger beast. However, Ruobing changes it into a smaller one with an enchantment. Chuling Xiao barely makes it in time, but one believes that he has captured a bigger one. Fortunately, Sha Mulin figures out the spell on the beast and lets Chuling Xiao pass. But now she has to find the spy in the academy who is casting spells around. The next test is to pass the deadly Shang Yuang Bridge. The first 50 to reach the other side will succeed to the next stage. The bridge is full of soul-eating beasts that have killed several participants. Xiao Yi figures out that the beasts sense sound, so if they move quietly they can stay safe. Chuling Xiao and Zai Feng follow her too. However, they encounter a bigger beast ahead, the King of Bugs. Chuling Xiao and Zai Feng join hands with Xiao Yi's team to fight the beast. But the beast casts a spell turning them into stone statues, since it is sent by Ruobing to stop Chuling Xiao from passing the exam. Fortunately, Xiao Yi saves Chuling Xiao, but they get caught by the beast's elongated tentacles. Meanwhile, Bai Lang and Ruo Bing have reached the end of the bridge already. Zuya warns Ruo Bing to not do anything suspicious. On closing his eyes, Chu Ling Xiao sees the spirit that gave him powers last time. The spirit tells Chu Ling Xiao that it is being sealed in his body. If Chu Ling Xiao breaks the seal, then he can have a tremendous amount of powers to save his friends and live a respectable life. Chu Ling Xiao accepts his offer, but the spirit belongs to the Dragon King, who is trying to take over Chu Ling Xiao's body. After getting a hold of his body, the Dragon King kills the king bug to swallow its powers. He then decides to absorb Xiao Yi's power. Suddenly, the academy director and vice director appear, who stop the spirit and take away the memory of the witnesses. The seal hasn't broken completely yet, but now the academy has to keep an eye on Chu Ling Xiao. The affected participants will recover after the death of the king bug, and the secret of the Dragon King's spirit will stay hidden for now. The next morning, Chu Ling Xiao opens his eyes on the other side of the bridge. As the king bug was not an intended part of the test, all the survivors were considered approved. Chu Ling Xiao can't believe he got a chance to enter the Tianwu Academy. In this happiness, he doesn't bother to think why he can't remember what happened last night. Sha Mulin tells the students that 18 years ago, the Yudaman continent was invaded by Mo Wu. However, a young Yudaman master defeated the Dragon King and the Tianwu Temple became ruins in this battle. Feng Tian King built the temple again and protected it with 3 layers of defense. The students get their allotted room numbers and are introduced to their new teacher, Duyan. He may be a funny-looking yellow creature but owns huge powers and can even read minds. Chu Ling Xiao is given room number 6, but while rushing out to help Zai Feng, the room tag tilts and becomes 9. Ruo Bing mistakes it as her room and proceeds to take a bath but gets caught by Chu Ling Xiao. She causes him to fall unconscious, and Chu Ling Xiao opens his eyes the next morning by the announcement of calling the students to the entrance. Moreover, Zuya has called 2 more members of Mo Wu to support him. The third test is to collect at least 1,000 coins in 4 hours. Everyone will begin with a random bag of coins and will snatch other people's coins to gain more of them. Fortunately, Chu Ling Xiao gets the biggest bag of 2,000 coins, but in his usual stupidity he reveals it to everyone, making them chase him crazily. Chu Ling Xiao has to throw away more than half of his coins to get away from the chasers. He then rushes to the safe zone but gets caught by the alumni students. However, Chu Ling Xiao has got the power of seeing everything in slow motion, which he received from the king bug while his body was under the Dragon King's control. He manages to smash the alumni, but Ruo Bing comes over, binds everyone with plants, and takes away all of their coins. Chu Ling Xiao destroys the plants restraining him, and rushes to Zai Feng to tell him about the powers he just discovered. Suddenly, they hear an explosion nearby. The Mo Wu spies have entered the forest carrying the dragon orb to find the Dragon King's spirit owner. They have caught Xiao Yi and want to test her. If she fails, she dies. On seeing this, Chu Ling Xiao jumps in to save them. Chu Ling Xiao doesn't know how to control his power due to lack of experience. He tries to punch one of the bad guys but hurts himself instead, so he decides to run away, carrying Xiao Yi with him and also taking the orb away. The Mo Wu spy stops them with her neuronal control, but fortunately Chu Ling Xiao's powers activate again and he manages to defend himself. However, the spies are determined to kill him by throwing a huge bomb. Upon touching him, the purple dragon orb recognizes the Dragon King spirit present in Chu Ling Xiao and is ordered to protect him. The purple dragon heals Chu Ling Xiao and tells him that he got the powers from the King of Bugs, but he can also use the invincible defense technique every 12 hours. After talking to the dragon, Chu Ling Xiao comes back to the current world wearing the Dragon King clothes about which he knows nothing. He doesn't bother to know either, as he's lost in the happiness of having the power he always yearned for. The Mo Wu spies are glad to find the Dragon King and want to capture him. However, Duyan arrives and binds the bad guys for attacking in the safe area. They still manage to escape and Duyan declares the end of the test. Since the test is over, all of the students must gather at the door of identity, which will determine their Yudaman color. Each color is associated with different powers. Duyan asks that those who have 1,000 or more coins can come forward to enter the door. The first one is Bai Lang. Bai Lang has awakened his pure black color, while others are glaring at him in astonishment. Next comes Ruo Bing, Yang Tian, Xiao Yi and even Zai Feng, but Chu Ling Xiao doesn't have enough coins. Suddenly he hears the purple dragon again, who gifts him with spiritual coins for defeating the Mo Wu spies. With the given coins he passes the identity door and his awakened color is colorless. The other students protest against Chu Ling Xiao and accuse him of cheating. However, the vice director Wen Hu settles the matter and declares Chu Ling Xiao as a part of Tianwu Academy. Later, Ruo Bing goes to meet Zuya, who tells her that they still need the ancient artifact present in Tianwu Academy to unseal the Dragon King. Therefore, she needs to protect Chu Ling Xiao until then. Chu Ling Xiao and Sai Feng are in the same class as Xiao Yi, Yang Tian, Bai Lang, and Ruo Bing. Duyan tells them about the 3 subjects they will study: basic illusion, medicine learning, and full training. Then he takes them to Shifang Yu to choose their weapon according to their awakened colors. Everyone gets to choose their weapon from a decent island in Shifang Yu, while Chu Ling Xiao is left on a deserted island. He is the second person after Feng Tianqing to have entered the colorless island. There he meets some spirits who ask him to play dice games, which he wins easily as he grew up in a bar. After 50 rounds, they finally let him choose a weapon hidden in different packets of light. Chu Ling Xiao uses the spirit's expression to choose, but still he only gets a wooden plank as a weapon and becomes a joke once again. After the weapon selection, they all go back to rest in their rooms. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, some guys break into newbies' rooms to steal their weapons. The intruders took away most of the students' weapons except the poor wooden plank of Chu Ling Xiao, even though he offered it himself. The next day, Zai Feng tells Chu Ling Xiao that the intruders in his room were from the Pure Color Clan, an organization of powerful students. They have a strong influence all over the academy. When Duyan asks about the weapons, only a few students have them, including Bai Lang, Ruo Bing, Zai Feng, and of course Ling Xiao. Duyan advises everyone to increase their strength so such incidents don't happen again. Regardless of the difficulties Chu Ling Xiao is facing in the academy, he writes a satisfying letter to his mother telling her that he is getting a well-furnished room, plenty of food, and exceptional training at the academy. Therefore, she doesn't have to worry about him. After training for a few days, Duyan informs students about the simulation test, which will be conducted by the top student of last year, Zhu Zhang. He beats Yang Tian in seconds and then chooses Bai Lang and Ruo Bing as they defeated his partner Hua Si and other members of the Pure Color Clan last night. However, they give Zhu Zhang a tough time as the fight seems balanced. Lin Xiao is getting amused by the show, which enraged Zhu Zhang, and he calls him into the fight along with Zai Feng. They are attacking Zhu Zhang for all 4 sides but can't defeat him. Meanwhile, the purple dragon advises Chu Ling Xiao to use his Yudaman weapon, which turns out to be a vacuum seal. It snatches Zhu Zhang's cloak, revealing that he has 4 freaking arms. Zhu Zhang gets enraged, but Duyan ends the training fight.